Hi, welcome back to my channel. I know I have been gone for quite a long time. Basically, when the quarantine happened, my life turned upside down as far as having all of my kids home, my husband home, and I just felt like I didn't have time, or I guess time. Pretty much I didn't have time to film. And I guess that's not totally true, because I guess I did have time, but it was more that everybody was home, and so I just kind of felt my whole schedule was out of place. Anyways, I'm trying to come back and hopefully start filming again. I'm going to be doing a get ready with me today, and then I do have a couple of unboxings to do for BoxyCharm and BoxyCharm Premium. I have canceled pretty much every other box except for Sephora, but they have now canceled their subscription, which is so sad because that really was one of my favorite. And I think that BoxyCharm is the only one that I do plan on keeping as of now. So I'll be unboxing those next. But let's just get started. So since the quarantine happened in mid-March, I've worn makeup probably a total of a week or so altogether, and this just started really within the past week. I started to put makeup on and try to start feeling like myself again, and I've been enjoying it. So I figured I would get on here and do kind of the look that I've been doing. It isn't really a glam look or a fully involved look, but it's fun. So let's get started. I have been using the YSL Touche Éclat Blur Primer. This is just a sample, and it is almost completely gone. I'm just like scraping it out, trying to get the last little bit out on my face, just so I can toss it. I will say I need to film an empties video, because I have been really good about keeping my empties, and I've emptied out a lot of skincare and makeup, which has been really nice. So I will be filming that soon as well. This is really almost gone, but I have already done my skincare today. I've already done my SPF, and it's been probably about an hour since I've done that, and so it's all sunk in and stuff, but I just put this all over. This has been really just making my skin nice and prepped for foundation. I don't feel like this really blurs anything. I mean, maybe a little, but not enough for me to replace my Hourglass primer that I love, or what else do I love? My Bobbi. I don't think it's good enough for me to go buy and replace anything. I do like it. I would use a sample if I got another one. But like I said, I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase a full size of this. But it is good. I will say that my skin has not changed much since the quarantine. If anything, it's probably a little more clear. Because I haven't been wearing much makeup, but as far as, I mean, I still have the same wrinkles, the same, you know, just little imperfections. All right, the foundation I'm going to use today is my La Mer, the Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. It's SPF 20. I have had this for probably a couple of years, maybe longer. Didn't really use it, didn't really like it. Started using it again last week, and I am loving it. It is kind of a thin consistency, and I will say it is not a full coverage, but definitely for me a medium coverage, and I don't like the smell. I think that's the other thing that kind of deterred me from using it, and I'm just going to be using my Tarte sponge. So the smell, along with the very thin consistency, I think is what kind of put me off to using it for so long. Yeah, I don't like the smell at all. It's not necessarily it's a bad smell, but I feel like when you're paying, what, $100 for this foundation, that it shouldn't have a fragrance. So I don't know if they've put this fragrance in, or just the ingredients they use cause it to smell like this, but because I almost like, you almost think it smells good, but then it doesn't. Does that make sense? Anyways, so during quarantine, besides trying to homeschool all my children, which has been a task in itself, I have been watching a ton of movies and television. For Mother's Day, I made my kids start watching the Harry Potter movies. I love them. They, I think, are so sick of them because I used to watch them all the time with them over and over again. We'd like, let's start and have a Harry Potter marathon. And so we'd start at number 1 and we'd only ever get to like the 4th or 5th one. And I'm not saying all in one day. I'm just saying, you know, with over the few days. And we'd get to like the 4th or 5th one, stop watching them, and then a few weeks later, we would be like, let's watch Harry Potter's again. Let's start back at 1 so we can get through all of them. And so we kind of watched the same 4 or 5 of them over and over and over again. And I realized that I haven't really seen the last like 2 or 3 movies very much, well, actually 1 time. So for Mother's Day, and we haven't watched Harry Potter in months because my kids are just so sick of it. So there's one, there is one layer. It looks healthy. Like I said, definitely not full coverage. You definitely can still see some redness. My under eye, you know, blue. But it looks like skin, just a little bit perfected. So it is a good foundation. For $100, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Like I said, it's taken me forever just to kind of start using it again. But anyways, for concealer, I have been using my NARS Radiant Cream Concealer. This is the one that has never ended, and I'm still getting stuff out of it. It like seriously won't go away. I've probably had this way past its expiration date, but I still use it because it still smells fine. It still works like I remember and stuff, and I just want to use it up, but it literally won't go away. Anyways, so for Mother's Day, I told my kids I want to watch Harry Potter. They were not happy, but we started watching it, and we actually finished the entire 9 movies, or 8 movies. Is there 8 movies? I think there's 8 movies. Anyways, I love that book, or I've never read it. I probably should read them, but I just love those movies. They're just so sweet. Except for the last ones, they're kind of a little more intense, but it's just a sweet story. I don't know. And so I watched that this last week. Mother's Day was actually a little over a week ago, but I finished the last one on Saturday, so it took me about 6 days to watch all 8 movies, which actually kind of sounds terrible, but I think we watched the first 1 and 2 on Mother's Day. And I've seen those so much that I don't have to like literally pay attention, but it drives my kids nuts because I have to have them explain everything to me every time because they use words that aren't normal words. Anyways, I'm going to set my under eyes with the Secret Brightening Powder from Laura Mercier. I love this stuff. I was using my press version of this, and I just don't think it's as good as this powder version. So I think once that press version is gone, I'll probably never buy it again. I think I bought it actually originally to travel with because I travel a lot. But this I just think it works better or different or something. So, all right, so I'm not going to set my face yet because I'm going to be using my Chanel Soleil Tan de Chanel Universal Bronzer. I did not like this. This is another one like the La Mer one. Cost so much money. I never used it. But who was I watching? I can't remember who I was watching on YouTube. They were saying they absolutely love it. It's a great color. And I just always thought it was just too warm. And it definitely is a warmer bronzer. But they said it all depends on the brush that you use. If you use the right brush, it makes a difference. So I was using it with my sponge, And so I started using it just with this Eco Tools brush, and I am liking it. I just kind of roll it around, and then I just tap it all over my forehead. And I've been actually liking the way it comes out. So that's what I've been wearing. Anyways, so shows, right now I'm watching Ozark. I just finished the first season. I know I'm behind. Everybody's been watching that forever. It's interesting too. I didn't like it at first. It took me quite a few episodes to get into the show. But I'm really liking it now. Okay, so this side looks like I overdid it, but I will say in person I did. In person it's not as dark as it shows on my camera, but I will end up blending it out a little bit more anyways, so I'm not totally concerned, but it's not like I'm going anywhere as it is. So I haven't left my house except for to go to my parents' house a couple times since March 13th. Actually, probably 2 weeks before that. That's when our state shut down. And because I have a weakened immune system, so I have to kind of be a little extra careful. So I've been really homebodied, and I didn't think it would bother me, and it hasn't, except for probably the past couple weeks. And I think it's more because I don't ever get alone time at all. I'm going to be using my Benefit Havana blush. I have been trying to go through my blushes just to really pull out what I don't use and use what I love. This is one that I love, and I actually do use it with the brush that it comes with. I think it just works really well, I think, for this blush. I really want to get Dallas really bad. It's the only one of their blushes that I don't have and I want. I was actually going to get that new palette they came out with a couple months ago. Ended up not getting it because I own everything else in it but Dallas. Oh no, I think it had that newer one in it, that Georgia, and I don't own Georgia, but I'm not a good peach, not a big peach wearer, so I never got that newer one, but also everything else in the palette I own, so I didn't buy it, but I do really want Dallas. I just think it's a gorgeous blush color. Anyways, okay, so I have my blush. Let me do my brows. So I've only been using the Anastasia Brow Wiz gel, and that has been working perfect. But like I said, I think my eyebrows have lightened a little bit. So I'm gonna actually use the Benefit Gimme Brow and see how that works now that I have already some shape. And I don't really want to darken them that much. I just want to move the hairs because they are a little bit long. I want to move them so that the shape is similar on both sides, because they are shaped a little bit differently. But I've come to just be okay with that. Seriously, if you have no eyebrows, I highly suggest tinting them and see what you end up with, because I did not realize how much I had. The only thing that I would wish were differently is my inner areas were a little bit more filled in, but I am happy with it that I am just not going to even have to worry about using a pencil. So there's brows are done. Quick and easy. I love it. Highlighters. I've been doing the same as I've been doing with my blushes and going through them, trying to just to pull out what I know I like, what I want to use, what I want to keep, what I want to give away. So the one that I've been using the last couple times is the Becca Light Chaser Highlight in Rose Quartz Flashes Seashells. It's actually a very nice highlighter. I mean, it has kind of a, if you guys can see, it does have kind of a pink champagne shift. I have tried to start doing my eyes first, but I just never remember to do that before my face. So I do think that it is better to probably do your eyes first before your face makeup, but I just never remember to do that. Okay, now I'm gonna set my face, and I have been using my Cochido Menai Fashi, I don't even know how to say that, pressed powder. I actually never really used this and pulled it out, and actually really like it so far for setting my face. It doesn't give any, it's kind of a light white powder. I don't think my camera can, oh there you go. You can see the white and then a little bit of a color on the top part. It doesn't give you any color, but it does do a really good job of kind of blending everything together and setting my face. So I've been liking this as well. Don't think I would repurchase it once it's gone, but at least I can get some use out of it. Okay, so there's that. All right, so I have been also going through my palettes, trying to figure out what I want to keep, what I want to get away. I mean, we've all been kind of, I think, going through our clothes and household organizing, decluttering. So I've been trying to do the same with my palettes. The one that I've been using, I think I've used it twice now, so this is my third time in a row, is the Tarte Clay Play palette that I got as a free gift from BoxyCharm. I actually am really liking it. I've been using this middle quad, and I think I'm just gonna, well, no, I don't know. You know what? I think I'm gonna use this lighter section today. So I'm gonna go in with the lighter of these two darks, this one down here, and then I'm gonna darken up my crease with a little bit darker one. If that doesn't work, then I'll just add another one of the colors in, because these might not be that dark. There's that in my crease, just kind of a nice neutral. I would say it is on the warmer side, but a brown, a light brown. All right, so I'm gonna go in with the beige color that was next to those and just try to soften this edge. Okay, I'm going to take a smaller brush and get into that darker color and try to darken up my outer area and also up into my crease. All right, so I darkened out my outer corner with the darker brown. I think I'm going to use So Reflective. I think I'm going to use this color. These are the two colors I put in my crease and my transition, and I think I'm going to use this as my lid shade. These are all matte shades, so you can't get anything sparkly, obviously. And I generally put something a little more shimmery on my lid, but because I'm trying to just try out all my palettes and all the colors, I'm just going to stick with all matte look today. So there's my eye look for it now. I've actually not been putting anything on my bottom lash line. I've been trying to leave that pretty bare. I've been wearing a lot of black liner on my upper lash line, so I think I'm going to still do that. So I've just been using my Milani Stay Put 17-Hour Wear Liquid Liner. And I do kind of a thicker line and go thin, try to stop about halfway. Sometimes it goes a little bit further. So nothing too thick, but I hope you guys can see the difference. It just thickens out the outer part, hopefully pulling my eyes up a little bit. All right, so I have the liner on the top. And then I've also been taking my Bobbi Brown Black Ink Gel Liner and lining my upper waterline. So I got a liner brush, so I'm going to just dip in and line my upper waterline. You can tell even a bigger difference with that, but I do like the way it looks. And this stays put all day. It does have a little bit of transfer, especially when you first put it on. But then of course throughout the day I'll notice a teeny bit, but not that much. And then sometimes I'll take a little bit more and just like basically the width of the brush, so like that much of the eye, and just on my waterline down the bottom, and just do just a little bit in the outer corner, just to help give a little bit of definition on the bottom lash line, but I don't want to close my eyes up too much. So, all right, eyes are done. Just need to do mascara. The mascara that I have been using is the trusty old Essence Lash Princess. This has really became my favorite. I think this is my third one, and I think I have 2 as backups because I like it so much. So there's the mascara. I don't usually put some on the bottom lash line. Once in a while I will. Today I'm not going to. Again, I want to just leave it kind of an easy, bright, youthful, more appearance. And I find that when I put mascara or a lot more makeup on the bottom, that it kind of, I don't want to say ages me, but I definitely look a little bit more my age. Not that I don't now, but you know. All right, let's do some lips. I'm going to be using my Thrive Cosmetics lipstick in Eileen, I believe is how you would say it. This is a nice, just nude type color. I haven't been lining my lips. I'm really bad about doing it. And this color is so close to, I feel like, my natural lip color that I don't really need it. So I've been putting that on, and then I have been topping it with my Maybelline lip gloss in the color Sunburn. I don't remember how I got this, if I got this in a subscription box or I actually bought it, but I was actually going to get rid of it. I tried it on my daughter and it looked so beautiful that I kept it. So I've been topping it with that. So there is my look for the day. I'll probably go spray my face with setting spray. But other than that, this is my final look. Let me know what you've been wearing. Have you been putting makeup on during this? Have you been getting dressed? Because I know there were times when I was wearing pajamas all day long, and I am just ready for things to get back to normal and to have more of our normal life and routine, and I can't wait for that to happen. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.